Let's talk about what will be an incredible atmosphere at Wembley. Newcastle against Manchester United. Tens of thousands of Newcastle fans descending on the English capital ahead of this final, looking for their first domestic win since 1955. Don, with your Newcastle ways, you won't be able to sleep tonight.
No, we're going to win it, Dan.
Well, you're the only one who thinks so.
Well, it's better being on your own than with a group of fools, so I'm going out there.
Right.
There's a lot of bias, obviously. I mean, obviously, Nick Pope's going to be a massive loss. That sending off last week, I think, has dented all the Newcastle fans' hopes slightly, but there's still... I mean, my brother's been sending me, like, videos and pictures of Newcastle fans. They reckon there's going to be something like 40,000 inside Wembley, something like 100,000 fans at Trafalgar Square. The scenes are amazing. They want to win the game. I think the biggest question mark is who's going to be in goal. And if Loris Karius is in goal, I'm just desperately hoping for the human side of it. I'm hoping it's a Cinderella story. You know, it's a huge ask. He's not played a game for 2 years. I think he'll play because there's no real options. And I hope he does well.
Quite a few people on Twitter were wanting you to make a comeback, Shaq, which just shows the level of Karius.
Unfortunately.
I've been honing my skills of late, as you know, Dan. Listen, it's a big ask for Newcastle. I understand the romantic side, well, Don's romantic side in somehow fashioning a Newcastle win, but everything about this for me just says that it's going to be Manchester United. I think Newcastle's problems for the last 3 or 4 months has been a failure to score goals with any kind of consistency. And you look on the back of both these teams, how they come into it. Newcastle on the back of that loss, Manchester United on the back of that come from behind win in the Europa League. I just feel that everything is working in Manchester United's favour.
Tough to come up with a reason why Newcastle won.
Dan.
Stevie's talking, Frank.
Yes.
He wasn't talking while I started. Come on, teacher. There was a blank, you know. I thought I had a chance. There was a little blank. So I said, okay, go for it.
Go on, go,
Stevie, go. Sorry.
Okay. Frank?
No, I think, you know, I just want to say that I'm going to watch that game very carefully because it reminds me when I signed for Chelsea, the two biggest clubs at the time where I signed were Newcastle and Manchester United. They were fighting for the title, you know, with the almighty Xhaka, with Ginola and so many others. And on the other side, you know, Cole, Beckham and others. That was the greatest time, I think, for Newcastle. It's certainly one of the greatest for Manchester United. So I want to see something. I think, you know, you want to see Newcastle maybe taking the revenge on that season where they had 14 points. They were 14 points ahead. They didn't get it because the famous Cantona was keeping scoring and everything. But that's what it is. That reminds me, and I'm sorry that I took the liberty of talking instead of Stevie, but I think it reminds me of the 90s, you know, in that final. So it's gonna be nice.
It should be cracking, of course. It is a final that you can see live here on ESPN Plus. Don will be pitch side in his Newcastle pitch.
Come on!
And Shaq has promised us an exciting tie.
Yes.
For tomorrow.
Well, I don't know if exciting is the way I describe my tomorrow's tie.
Oh.
But you just watch this.
Wow, of course, it's a great weekend of football for you. United against Newcastle kicks things off. Bayern Union Berlin tomorrow as well. And then it's United against West Ham in the FA Cup. Then it's a little matter of the Clásico in the Copa del Rey, followed by Dortmund against Leipzig on Friday and Barca against Valencia next weekend. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.